The fourth one I write about in my book is called extreme similarity. And this is to do with common design. In the natural world, we see a lot of common design. And if you look in a book on evolution, it will say, because of common design, the eye, or similarities between apes and humans, therefore, that must be an evidence of evolution. But there's a big problem with that claim and that argument, and that is common design is exactly what you would expect from a common designer. I teach my students that if a nut and bolt works well in a bicycle and a pram and a car, it's going to work well in a train and lots of other things, and if you're a good designer, you do common design. So those books on evolution, what they should be saying is that common design can be seen one of two ways. It can be seen as intelligent design, or it could be argued as evidence for evolution. But it doesn't say that, it just ignores the common design argument. And children are misled because they're told common design must be evidence for evolution, but that's complete nonsense. In fact, the type of common design we see in the natural world is far more an evidence of intelligent design. If you look at the eyes and the faces of creatures around the world, that only makes sense with an intelligent designer. If we had evolved by chance, randomly, you would not expect such a common pattern in the face, the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. In fact, if you look in detail at the design of the human eye and the design of an octopus eye, it is quite incredible how the structure is very similar. And those two creatures are so different, an octopus and a human. If evolution had happened, you wouldn't expect them to have identical eyes or just look structurally so similar. According to evolution, that's called convergent evolution. But the designs are so similar that it's much better to say that is a common designer producing a good design. If it's good in one place, it's going to be good in another place. Another example in evolution books of supposed ancestral design is the mammalian limb joint. Humans have a triple hinge with the shoulder, elbow, and wrist. That's a triple hinge. And a bird has a triple hinge, a shoulder, an elbow, and a wrist. And whales have triple hinges in their fins. And Charles Darwin said, surely that proves evolution. But I would say, no, it doesn't, because a triple hinge is exactly what you'd expect from a common designer, because a common designer would know it's the best design. If you look at a digging machine, those digger machines like that, they have a triple hinge. They have a shoulder, an elbow, and a wrist. If you look at an industrial robot, it has a triple hinge. It has a shoulder, an elbow, a wrist. My deployment mechanism for the EnviSat satellite was a triple hinge. It had a shoulder, an elbow, a wrist. So designers know that limbs should be triple hinged. So books on evolution are wrong to say that the triple hinge mammalian limb is proof of evolution. And I have published a paper in the Design Journal on the application of animal forms in automotive styling, which actually relates to this common design. Each of the hallmarks, by the way, I have published secular scientific papers on these areas. They're not just little opinions I have, but they're based on hard scientific evidence and research. And by the way, people who write popular books on evolution, they are often speculation and not based on any kind of science. So it's ironic that creationists are accused of speculating and not doing proper science. Often it's the other way round.